Tell me, how good does it feel when Ole is at the wheel? Hello, welcome back to Sit on Sports, and today is my third recap video in a row, this time focusing on the FA Cup against Arsenal. Here's my little celebratory hat, look like Kelechi from AFTV. You would think I'm an Arsenal fan, but no, I'm a Manchester United fan if you haven't realised so far. Check out my other videos to see my other reactions, to see how the season's progressed, and all that good jazz. Liverpool and Man City title race talks as well. I really appreciate it if you checked out my other videos, like, comment, subscribe. Always there for you for the best football reactions and recaps. What am I sighing? What am I saying? It's a sigh of, just a sigh of acceptance, a sigh of, yeah, acceptance that it's not a dream, this is actually happening. 8 out of 8 wins for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's caretaker reign as manager. The best audition in football, as Gary Lineker said. And Ed Woodward, who was there up in the Emirates tonight, Jesse Lingard Stadium, as we were taking over that stadium once again. We were just scoring goals, we were getting the job done, professional. Though it's the FA Cup, Solskjaer wants to win it. It's going to be his chance to win a trophy, to be honest. Unless he could do a miracle in the Champions League also. If it is a short stint as manager, he will want to put a strong lineup together. Ed Woodward was watching, and he's got to consider him now. The lineup, it caused some hesitations among some of the United fans, I think. But I thought it was a perfect lineup to go with. A few changes to give players a certain go in the cup competition, to give other players a rest, like De Gea, who just needs a rest after his sensational displays over the last couple of weeks. Romero's more than good enough, the best backup keeper in the world. I think we can all agree. Did well to just handle Lacazette's power shots, but also, of course, I don't know whose header it was, but it was 1 minute after half time. Arsenal were looking to equalise straight away, and Romero, it looked easy, of course, to his near the right side, or left side, I think, near post. But it still had to fingertip it over the bar, and you could tell he was happy with that. He was smiling, all smiles, and we just knew we had to contain the Arsenal attack, and they were pretty dominant for spells of this game. You can't lie. I can't lie about that. First 20 minutes, I think they were on the front foot, but we were still having our stake in the claim. We were still holding our own, but I don't know how to say it. I think, yeah, Arsenal did overplay themselves. They did overplay themselves, but we made them. We forced them to do that. The back four of Bailly, Lindelof, Jones was not in the side today. I think that was the right call. Jones, as I've said before, I think I've said in the previous video, or maybe not, he doesn't do well against big teams in my opinion. I just think he just kind of loses his cool. And I think Bailly was the dominance we needed. I think him coming back to a big game gave him confidence. It was like, Solskjaer was like, no, we're playing you, Bailly, Lindelof, I hope you two be the centre-back partnership. I certainly hope Solskjaer wants that, because I think most United fans want Bailly and Lindelof to do well, at least until we can find maybe another better centre-back. But if these two start getting game time, who knows what can happen under Solskjaer. Solskjaer's just making every player just play up to the standard of Manchester United and what Manchester United should want. Forget the Van Gaal philosophy, forget the Mourinho philosophy. This is the Manchester United philosophy. Woo! Yeah, so Bailly and Jones, I think Bailly and Jones, Bailly and Lindelof again, Iceman, just not doing any flashy, just doing what needs to be done, clearing it when he needs to, composing himself when he needs to. Bailly being the aerial presence that we so desperately needed. In general, to be honest, Luke Shaw, very good in that composure for the second goal. I think for Lukaku's assist. Lukaku's very good today. 2 assists for him. Lukaku, you can hate on him as much as you want, but he works his socks off, and he gets results. And we saw that in the World Cup in Belgium. He was assisting as well as scoring, also making his way for other players like Hazard and De Bruyne, who were going forward while Lukaku was just pulling the strings a bit. While also he can play the target man and the maybe not as much as target man. I think Lukaku is more so just a person who just. He's not a target man. He looks like a target man, but I don't think he is. I think he's playing right winger today, and I was really puzzled. I really was. But after a second thought, he does suit the coming in from the left side and right sides and just running into the channels and get the assists and goals that he needs. We saw that in Everton a lot. We've kind of lost that a bit so far. He hasn't scored as much as he would want, and I'm sure he wanted to score today, but Lukaku couldn't be really pleased with his performance. I think all of us were pleased. Most of the Man United fan base gave him the man of the match, even without scoring a goal, and that says a lot. Luke Shaw, left back, I think that was the perfect choice for obvious reasons. His composure to not... Lacazette had a quick chance. Of course, this was at the start of the second half when they were going for it. They were trying to respond back to our first 2 goals, which we'll talk about more in a bit. Lacazette has a chance. I thought Lacazette was going to score. For some reason, it was one of those feelings. But then we block it inside the box. Luke Shaw gets the ball. Instead of just clearing it when the pressure is coming in from Arsenal, he regains his composure, just runs directly through. We were just making runs. Every player was just making constant runs, whereas Arsenal were a little bit more static, and that's where we had the mobility. That's where we had the more dominance over them. Was just running, using our strengths, because that's the players we have in the subs as well as in the first team, and we got to just use that to our advantage. And I don't think other managers didn't. I think Solskjaer just gets it. It's just easy. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's common sense, but it's harder to implement that in the game. Luke Shaw proposes himself, runs through a couple of players, does a little lob, cheeky lob, or mini lob, I don't know what I'm saying, just a through ball to Lukaku, runs in, passes to Lingard, calmly puts it in the back of the net to the Czech's right side, who Czech could have done better there in other goals as well, in other situations. But Lingard, I like to say Lingard knew that Czech makes it difficult himself at his old age. Still a legend, obviously, 5-time FA Cup winner for Chelsea, or Chelsea legend. But he knows he can't get to his right side quick enough. Calmly near a post and then moonwalks. He's dancing again. He's dancing again, boys and girls. It's just his stadium. Lingard, I don't know why people criticise him. I think he made an article last week, I think, a couple of days ago, saying, why do people criticise me for being smiley and just being happy in general for his football? While also saying that he cares about the club, he knows what it means to be a Manchester United player. He's from the academy. I think Lingard is far better than what some people think he is. And we've seen it for England, we've seen it for Manchester United. And I think the best is yet to come for Lingard. I think he should really get that right winger spot if we're playing a front 3, but his best position is in the channels of the number 10 role. But of course, some players are just suited for this in-between status. And as long as he keeps on linking the players beautifully as he does, let alone scoring goals against big teams in big games, big game player, there's no reason why he should be taken off his leash, taken off the squad and just be left as a substitute, as I once thought he was suited at. I don't know if I'm speaking properly, but yes. But the good thing is we've got players now who are willing to prove themselves and make it difficult for Solskjaer to pick who he wants to pick. Sanchez scores the first goal. He could take over Lingard's spot, but I still think we should go for Martial, Rashford and Lingard. As we've seen, consistency, that's what we lacked a lot. Consistency in the first team sheet. But Sanchez is taking the claim, willing to prove himself after the disappointing start to his Manchester United career under Mourinho. He's being paid a lot. Against Arsenal, people were scared that he was going to score against the old team. When I was first looking at the game, I didn't think Sanchez, the most he could do was assist. I lost a lot of faith in the man. But kudos to him, he went past the goalkeeper. Very hard angle. It makes it look easy. Swoops it into the corner. Pogba just managed to stay away without touching it. We didn't want a repeat of that. I remember that the Portuguese disallowed goal in international football where Nani basically was going to score, but then Ronaldo hits it off his chest and it didn't count. I was scared that was going to happen again, but no, Pogba kept his cool. Pogba himself wasn't very influential in the first half, but he still did his job. But his real fires came in the second half. Sanchez, I think he celebrated against Arsenal today. Oh yes, last night, not today. Last night was yesterday. It just was last night, Friday night football on the BBC. That's what we like to see, eh? That's what we like to see. Forget BT Sport, mate. We need the. Remember the days when BBC used to do more live matches, but of course all the cash deals have happened. All the cash has been sucked out of everything. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm kind of just floating in this existential, just wheel ship, and Ole's at the wheel. I don't. Will it ever stop? Will it ever stop? Yeah, we can go 10 out of 10 if we beat Burnley and Leicester, but we can't get complacent. That's one worry that could happen. This is only the FA Cup, of course, so you can't say Arsenal will Arsenal will probably more consider the top 4 more than the FA Cup. They've already won many FA Cups beforehand, as we have. That's another reason why this game was so important. Of course, we both won the most FA Cups. Well, they're first, we're second with 12 FA Cups. They've got 13. But of course, Manchester United v Arsenal used to be the big match. It used to be the big Premier League rivalry back in the old days. But of course, that's changed a lot. We've both fallen from grace to an extent. Arsenal more so than us. But yeah, but our performance today really reminded us of Manchester United's performance. Really reminded me of just people comparing players to Vidic, like Lindelof to Vidic, which I don't see as that bad of a comparison, to be honest. But that just shows the confidence we have. This shows how much Manchester United have come back alive. As I've said, the philosophy has come back. The players working for their socks off, even if they're not the best player in the world. Ashley Young did his job correctly, did what he was told to do. In my opinion, I thought Dalot could have started this just to give him a run in against a big team. But Young was just getting in the way of everything. Maitland-Niles on the other side of it for a young player for Arsenal. I think he's a centre mid, but he's playing right back. I think he did decent for a right back. He made some mistakes giving it to United, giving it to us. But overall, he did well to handle a lot of players today. Sanchez, but of course, it's just too little, too late. With these top players, they have to be clinical, and we were clinical. They had more chances. Lacazette and Aubameyang, I think Aubameyang played really good in the first half, and Lacazette played really good in the second half, linking the play, just making the runs in. But nobody else was supporting them that much, and it was just very hard to get through our 2 banks of 4. And if them two were together more, like closer together, maybe if Arsenal, I think I heard the Arsenal fans say 5-3-2 with Kolasinac as a left wing back, because apparently he's better in that position. I think that could have maybe provided a much different game than the one we had last night. And last night was very similar, well, quite similar to Mourinho's game against Arsenal with the 3-1 when Jesse Lingard did that instead of the Moonwalk. Oh wow. But no, it was very different. I think there are some differences. Scoreline 3-1. Who always seem to score 3-1s. Hey, Young has experience. Another reason Young experience at scoring 8-2, scoring for 8-2, scoring against Arsenal. Yeah, Young did his job, just getting in the way of everything. I was just like, wow, he's getting in the way of everything. Made a few misplaced errors, but Young, you could tell every player's working for each other. Midfield stays the same. Pogba, Matic, Herrera, boom, done, complete. There's nothing else more to say, really. Well, Pogba, as I said before, first half wasn't as influential. Second half, he was just getting everything. And when he gets everything, something's going to happen. Everything's going to come back to Manchester United if Pogba has everything, if you know what I mean. He was getting the ball, he was just running, striding along, people comparing that to the counter-attack of old. I've been watching that Ronaldo, Park and Rooney combination, that goal against the Champions League semi-final a lot. In Twitter, a lot of videos mentioning that, a lot of tweets mentioning that. Not quite that level of technicality. Pogba shoots at check for the third goal, bounces it along. You could say that was intentional, all part of the plan. But Anthony Martial, right place, right time. Rashford could have been the one Pogba passed to, but he shoots, check, another mistake, another potential mistake. But it was hard for Czech to handle it. But he pulls it across Martial, and Anthony Martial scores again. That will do wonders for him. Yeah, hopefully he can start scoring more in the Premier League again and go on a goal scoring run. I think everyone can go on a goal scoring run. Everyone's on 10 goals, 9 goals. Very good, very good, very good, very good. And so, Martial pointing to the badge. Mate, I saw on BBC Sport website transfer rumours that Sevilla want Martial. Sevilla, come on man, you gotta do better than that. You gotta do better than that. Now Martial pointing to his club crest. A lot has been said for the contracts that's going to be potentially being signed. They mentioned it a lot, and people taking it as a certainty. But I'm just one of those guys. Wait till it's actually announced, because you've been mentioning this for ages, and it still hasn't happened. As long as when it happens, it happens. You know what I mean? because when it says they're close to a new contract, loads of people just tweet and they make me think that it's actually happened, but it just hasn't. De Gea, of course, I want him to stay. Romero, I want him to stay. Second backup keeper, lovely, best backup keeper in the world. Martial, yeah, I want everyone to stay, and I think the moves just lifted so much. It just tells you why these players are making U-turns on their contracts. If they were considering leaving in the first place, you can never know what they were really feeling against Mourinho. But Mourinho, I think I can tell loads of people were, even the humble players like Antonio Valencia, apparently, according to I think someone I think produced Ever or like Ferdinand said, oh, they're making Antonio Valencia unhappy, and when you're making Valencia unhappy, that's when you know something's off. Or something like that. But now the mood's just lifted across everything. Against Arsenal away, we always have confidence to beat Arsenal, no matter who the manager is, but it just felt that we were making all the positive strides to get there. We were working hard, but also the subs that came out of Solskjaer wasn't just Fellaini just trying to sit back for 2-1, trying to invite Arsenal back in and make them have so many chances that De Gea has to make like 25 saves, and I don't think Romero can quite do that. We made positive changes, Martial and Rashford coming on, adding even more just just adding more dangers for Arsenal to look at. And of course, you could say Arsenal didn't have the benefit of their injuries, which from the accident of Lukaku's boot in Koscielny's face, and of course Socrates. I think Socrates and Koscielny had a really good performance apparently against Chelsea, so that was a huge miss for them. But again, it got compensated for the 10 minutes at the end of the game, and we just hit our stride there as well. As the game drew to a close, I think we just did perfectly, just settling down the mood. We've got this under control. You know what I mean? 10 minutes, but it still felt if we played for 50 more minutes, we still would have won that game. When it was 2-1, well, it was 1-1. No, it's not. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's 2-1. In both halves of the game, Arsenal's both defenders get injured, and then you could say that gives Man United to stop the breaking play where Arsenal were actually dominating before these injuries. But we still had to do our job. We still had to capitalise on it, and we did. And simple as that. But even though you could say Arsenal's injuries didn't help, they've had Mustafi, they had other players as well. Of course, I think Xhaka was playing. I need to take this off. So happy, I didn't realise. How many minutes? 17 minutes. Bloody hell. So Xhaka's playing centre back. Okay, yeah, bit questionable there. But we still had to make do with it. We still had to go for it. And Martial and Rashford were making positive changes instead of Mourinho, Fellaini coming on or stuff like that. Like, you've got quality players everywhere, bro. Stop. It's just common sense, mate. You know what I mean? And we're using common sense, but in the right ways, and just going back to basics and working our way up from there. If you know what I mean. Of course, the subs for Arsenal were, of course, limited from the 2 that came off, but Ozil came on and he provided some case of a threat to some extent. I think I was obviously nervous. You never know. Ozil could just step up in this big game, but yeah, at the end of the day, there's nothing much he could do when if some players around him were a bit average and linking up the play between the attack and the defence, and actually just taking a risk in the box rather than just trying to work your way through the tight spaces, which they couldn't quite do in this instance, thanks to our good defending. What else is there more to say? Yeah, there's well, thanks to Arsenal fans and all opposition fans for this. It was a good game, good FA Cup game, good classic FA Cup game. When it comes to the FA Cup, I feel like it's more nowadays in the modern era. To be honest, I think it's just more of an excuse for big teams to just win a trophy, whereas like small teams these days don't really get far. You know what I mean? They get some giant killings now and there, but in a couple of years it hasn't really happened for them. The only real case was like Wigan 2014. That was the last pop case. Even then they were in the Premier League, but still, obviously, that was still a good achievement. These days, it is just a chance for big teams to win a cup, and there's no reason why Manchester United can't win a cup. People are going to be scared to verse us now in every match, including PSG in the Champions League. can't wait till that. We actually look forward to big games. Yeah, the FA Cup, good match. Good. Arsenal, they did well, to be fair. The atmosphere was great. GG to everyone involved. And yeah, 20 minutes, longest video yet. Didn't feel that long, but that's because I'm having the time of my life. I think most people are having the time of their life with the manager. Yeah, it's just nice. You know, it's just nice. Just have a season where you just regroup and just, you don't know what's gonna happen in the future, but you can look forward to it. You know what I mean? You can look forward to the unpredictability, but hopefully we keep on winning. And even when that winning streak does come to an end, we can look forward. We can hope for no players just being targeted in the media. Just we go again. Let's stop Liverpool in the league. Dude, everyone, let's just unite against that cause. I'm rambling on now. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you appreciate this discussion. If you made it this far, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Were United a bit lucky, or did Arsenal not do good enough? Just there's no right answer, is there? Yeah, I'll see you guys next time for other recaps and hopefully other content, different content I'm trying to do. Let me know your suggestions for future content and how I should do things in the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Hey, was